There are 10 jobs quietly disappearing right now, and almost nobody is talking about them. No layoffs announcement. No press conference. No warning shot. Just fewer job postings, quarter after quarter, until one day the role barely exists anymore. Every AI video covers the same obvious jobs. That's old news. Everyone already knows those jobs are exposed. The real disruption is happening somewhere quieter, inside offices, law firms, hospitals, and banks. These are jobs people spent years getting educated for. Jobs that felt safe because they required a degree, a certification, or specialized training. Turns out, none of that matters if the work itself is repetitive, rule-based, or pattern-driven. That's the exact profile AI is built to devour. So here are 10 jobs nobody's warning you about, with the real reasons why, real-world examples of it already happening, and what the people in these fields need to do to stay relevant. Number 10. Paralegals. Let's start with legal work, because lawyers love to think they're untouchable. They might be right about themselves. Their research assistants are a different story. Paralegals spend enormous amounts of time doing what's called discovery, digging through mountains of documents and case law to find precedent that supports an argument. That used to take days, sometimes weeks, for a complex case. AI can now scan tens of thousands of pages of case law and legal documents in under a minute, flagging exactly the precedents a human would take days to find manually. Several major law firms have already reported cutting research time by as much as 80% using these tools. Think about what that actually means in practice. If one paralegal, powered by AI tools, can now do the work that used to require a team of 5, then 4 of those 5 jobs simply aren't needed anymore. Nobody gets a dramatic firing. The firm just stops hiring replacements when people leave. Here's the skill that survives this shift: judgment. Not the ability to find information, but the ability to know which piece of information actually matters in front of a specific judge, in a specific case, with a specific argument. AI can retrieve. It still struggles to strategize. Number 9. Junior financial analysts. Wall Street loves to present itself as untouchable. It isn't, especially not at the entry level. Junior financial analysts spend their first few years building spreadsheets, running valuation models, and summarizing earnings calls for senior staff. It's considered a grueling but essential rite of passage into finance. AI can now build a full financial model from raw company data in a matter of minutes, the kind of task that used to take a junior analyst an entire day. It can listen to a 2-hour earnings call and produce a clean, accurate 3-bullet summary almost instantly. Several major investment banks have already publicly acknowledged cutting entry-level analyst hiring specifically because of these tools. This one matters because it closes the door at the bottom of the ladder. If AI absorbs the entry-level tasks, there are fewer junior positions available to train the next generation of senior analysts. The people who get hired going forward will need to show up already capable of higher-level thinking, interpreting what the numbers mean strategically, not just producing the numbers themselves. Number 8. Insurance underwriters. This is a job most people outside the industry don't even understand, which is exactly why nobody's talking about its disappearance. An underwriter's job is to assess risk. They look at your age, your driving record, your health history, your property, and decide whether to approve you for a policy and at what price. That entire process is pattern recognition across huge, structured data sets, which happens to be one of the things AI does better than almost any human ever could. Several major insurance companies are already running AI-first underwriting systems for auto policies and life insurance. What used to take a human underwriter several days of review now happens in seconds, with a model trained on millions of past policy outcomes. And here's the uncomfortable part: the AI models are often more accurate. They don't get tired. They don't have bad days. They don't let a gut feeling override the data. Human underwriters haven't vanished yet. But hiring in this field has slowed dramatically, and the ones still working are increasingly reviewing AI decisions rather than making them from scratch. If you're in this field, the move is to specialize in complex, high-value, or unusual cases, the edge cases the models weren't trained well enough to handle. That's where humans still add real value. Number 7. Translators and interpreters. This one genuinely stings because for a long time, translation was considered one of the safest, most AI-proof professions out there. Language felt too nuanced, too cultural, too human for a machine to handle well. Not anymore. Real-time AI translation tools are now fast enough to handle live conversations, with accuracy that keeps climbing every few months as the underlying models improve. Businesses are already replacing human translators for routine documents, standard contracts, and everyday customer support interactions across multiple languages. Live interpretation for casual business meetings, tourism, and basic customer service is increasingly handled by AI tools that cost a fraction of a human interpreter's rate and are available instantly, 24 hours a day. The interpreters who continue to thrive are the ones working in high-stakes, high-nuance environments, diplomatic negotiations, courtroom testimony, complex legal contracts, and cultural contexts where a mistranslation could carry serious consequences. Everyone else in this field is now competing directly with a free or nearly free tool sitting in someone's pocket. Number 6. Market research analysts. This job used to mean weeks of work, designing surveys, collecting responses, cleaning data, and writing up lengthy trend reports for executives. AI has compressed that entire timeline dramatically. Modern AI tools can analyze massive existing datasets and generate a full, structured market report in under an hour. They can even simulate likely consumer behavior patterns using existing data, rather than requiring a brand new, expensive survey every single time a company has a question. A growing number of companies are already using AI-generated insights to skip traditional research firms entirely for routine questions, saving weeks of time and significant budget in the process. Traditional research firms haven't disappeared, but their client base for basic, run-of-the-mill research questions is shrinking fast. The analysts who survive this shift are the ones pivoting into strategy, not just gathering data, but translating what the data actually means for a company's next big decision. That interpretive, strategic layer is still firmly human territory. Number 5. Insurance and real estate appraisers. Appraisers physically walk through a property, assess its condition, and produce an official estimate of its value. It's a job that has always relied on being physically present, using trained human judgment to spot details a spreadsheet would miss. That's changing fast. AI-powered valuation tools can now estimate property value remotely, combining satellite imagery, historical sales data, and public property records, no physical visit required. Some insurance companies have already started approving claims using AI-based damage assessment from submitted photos alone, with no human inspector ever visiting the property. It isn't perfect yet. Edge cases, unusual properties, and hidden damage can still slip past these systems. But it's fast, it's cheap to run at scale, and it improves measurably every single year as more data gets fed into the models. The appraisers who last in this field will be the specialists, handling complex, high-value, or unusual properties where nuance and physical inspection still genuinely matter. Number 4. Proofreaders and copy editors. For decades, publishing came with an unspoken guarantee. A human had scrutinized every single word of a manuscript or advertisement before it reached the world. That guarantee is vanishing. AI grammar and style tools have evolved beyond simple spell checkers. They now rival professional human editors in nuance, doing the work instantly and for a fraction of the cost. Consequently, publishers and agencies are streamlining their editorial teams. The mechanical grind of editing, fixing typos, patching grammar, and polishing awkward syntax is now handled by software. The new reality: the editors who remain indispensable aren't the ones obsessed with commas. They're the ones making creative judgment calls. Does this voice align with the brand? Does this narrative structure resonate? Does this piece actually move the reader? Proofreading is becoming a commodity. High-level editorial strategy is becoming the only skill worth paying a human for. Number 3. Court reporters and stenographers. This one is almost poetic, if you think about it. A profession built entirely around capturing spoken words with total accuracy, being replaced by a technology built entirely around understanding spoken words. Court reporters use specialized stenotype machines to transcribe legal proceedings in real time, at speeds well over 200 words per minute, with extreme accuracy. It's a genuinely impressive, highly trained skill. But AI transcription technology has closed the gap fast. Modern systems now hit near-perfect accuracy even in situations with multiple overlapping speakers, accents, and background noise, conditions that used to trip up automated transcription completely. Several court systems across the country are already piloting AI-based transcription as either a supplement or a direct replacement for human stenographers. The stenotype machine, once a symbol of an elite, specialized skill set, is quietly becoming a museum piece. Number 2. Medical coders and billers. Chances are you've never heard of this job. That's exactly the point of this list. Medical coders take a doctor's notes from a patient visit and translate them into standardized billing codes that insurance companies use to process claims. It sounds small, but it's a massive industry. Every single hospital visit, every procedure, every prescription runs through this process. AI coding tools are already hitting accuracy rates that match, and in some studies, exceed, experienced human coders. Several hospital systems are quietly piloting full automation of this role right now, with human coders shifting into a review and correct position rather than doing the coding themselves. The coders who last will be the ones who become experts in unusual, complicated medical cases where the coding logic gets murky and human oversight actually catches costly errors. Number 1. Data entry and operations clerks. This is the invisible job that keeps every major company, government agency, and logistics firm running. If a job involves moving information from one system to another, formatting data, or maintaining records, it is currently being dismantled from the inside out. For years, companies employed massive departments of operations clerks whose sole purpose was to bridge the gap between incompatible software or manually verified that data in one database matches data in another. Why this is the most disrupted role on this list? AI agents can now act as digital employees. They don't just read data. They navigate interfaces, log into secure portals, pull information from emails, and update CRM or ERP systems without a single keystroke from a human. Unlike specialized roles like lawyers or surgeons, this work is pure volume. Even a 5% error rate from an AI is often cheaper than a team of 50 humans working 40 hours a week, especially when that AI can work 24/7 without a break or benefits. Let's be clear about something before we finish. This video isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to prepare you. Every single role on this list still exists today. Nobody's job vanished overnight. What's happening is quieter and slower, shrinking hiring, one fiscal quarter at a time. That slowness is actually your advantage if you use it. You have time to see this shift coming and reposition yourself before it fully arrives, instead of getting caught off guard by it. If you work in one of these 10 fields, that doesn't mean you need to quit tomorrow and start over from scratch. It means paying close attention to which specific parts of your job are repetitive and rule-based, and which parts require real human judgment, and then deliberately investing your energy and your learning into that second category. That's the part of your job an algorithm still can't touch, at least not yet. If this video opened your eyes a little, do me a favor. By liking and subscribing, turn on notification to receive updates when a new video drops. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.